Oh, Andrea Tessmann, look what the hell we've sort of dragged from the other part of the world.
We have friends, literally, on the other side of the world.
Where do they come from?
I think they come from a land down under.
Okay, well, hold on. Do they come from the land down under? And look, there's 3 of them. Like, holy crap. Like, if we're gonna talk about Aussies, it must be about an Australian song that went #1. What could that be? What could it be? What could it be?
True Blue.
Well, can you hear the thunder? You
No, it's pretty clear outside at the moment.
We're doing Down Under. Went #1 in early 1983. The amazing thing is, this was not the first song that went #1 by Men at Work in the United States.
Wait, they had more than one?
More?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Same album.
Because the way we understand that here in Canada/USA, I mean, Andrea and I were a pair of Canadians pretending like we know what the fuck's going on in the United States.
We don't pretend well.
No one knows what's going on in the United States.
No.
Not even the Americans.
Yeah, we're too far away.
Oh God.
We
no.
get the news like 6 days later, man.
So we looked at this and we thought, okay, so like, how are we going to sort of like do that? And this, so Men at Work did super well, like for me. And this is why why Andrea and I wanted to talk about this song, or why I wanted to, and she was sort of forced to because, like, well, she's my co-host.
We do.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, that's how it works. I mean, like, I say, hey, we're gonna do this, and she goes like either, hey, yay, and she means it.
Or yay, and I don't mean it. Part of the fun of this is forcing the other person to listen to really bad music. But that's not the case with this song, because I really like this song. Like, this is one of those things that it comes on the radio, it doesn't matter where you are. You start belting it out in the produce section in the grocery store. Although, am I actually at that age where the grocery store plays good music?
You are.
Isn't it just Christmas carols? So we have Christmas carols. And we don't even get Christmas jingles.
Okay, well, I'll just say this in terms of age. You know that you're old, like when the person that you thought, my God, that person was super hot, and now they've gotten to menopause.
Now it's like a train wreck.
At that point, it's like, God damn it, I'm super old. Valerie Bertinelli, I'm talking about you. So
I thought he was going to say Betty White.
fuck you, God damn it. I told Andrea, I said, like, I'm really nervous about having Kieran on this because, like, I'm sort of used to being the comic relief, and it's like, he's funnier than me. Yeah, especially when you do your what's that impression you used to do? Christopher Walken.
Oh my God.
Which one? like the bad Christopher Walken or the good Christopher Walken? Oh, sorry, I'm not giving you options. I only do bad.
Well, you know, like Christopher Walken. I mean, like, it really felt really bad for him because, you know, like he got that role from Christopher Reeve because he could walk. Oh, what?
Wow. Wow.
All right. Okay. We went off topic.
Let's reel it back in here, Kirk.
Let's stop. Andrea, you're not doing your job.
Sorry, I'll try harder. So back to the song at hand.
Thank you.
So this song is rife with Australian slang, which I think is part of the reason why we needed some genuine Aussies here.
Mm-hmm.
Putting us to the test.
Oh God.
How Aussie are you?
Well, there's some that I knew, like chunder means like puke,
Yep.
which is weird to me that your like national pride song is where women glow and men puke.
Because I think nowadays it's the opposite. Actually, we have progressed. Women have come a long way in Australia. They run around in packs just drinking. And you know all this because of social media. It's everywhere.
That sounds like Canadians too, though. We run around in packs and drink.
Yeah, we were there. We know.
We became part of the herd.
Take cover. Oh yeah. No.
So let's like look at the song a little bit. So the song is, the music video looks like it could have been produced by Monty Python.
It probably was.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was. Yeah.
It's
Or at least an
really
Australian knockoff.
funny. It really explains the song, but it's so irreverent and just bizarre at points. Like there's one where they're all just like grooving in the desert. Like there's one guy like doing a little dance and then they just hop off over the dude. Just hop off.
Yeah.
We're very in touch with nature. And so we drink and become kangaroos.
Yeah.
Well, but in the video, that's actually how they're jumping around.
Yeah, it's a very energy efficient way of getting around.
Okay,
That's why the
so,
kangaroos
You're a
have lived.
kangaroo.
all right, so let's look at that. So like in comments from the video on Vivo and YouTube, it pretty much calls it the Australian national anthem. Now, I've got 3 Aussies here. How do you feel about that as the Aussie national anthem?
I mean, I'm not upset about it. There are other songs that we would probably use over top of that.
Yeah, definitely. It's a strong
Like the
statement.
actual
Yeah,
anthem.
it's a very strong statement.
But that's how Canadians and a lot of Americans feel. So like,
But I mean, Americans also think we drink Fosters.
Yeah.
which is
Isn't
Which
it
is
Foster's in the video that they're spraying all over them?
It might be.
Yeah,
From memory,
I
it might
think
have
it's
been.
Foster's.
That's where all the Foster's went. That's
We
where we got
generated
them.
our own cliche.
Yeah.
Damn it. Walked right into that one.
Yeah.
because isn't Foster sort of like the Canadian version of like Molson Canadian? It's like,
The
no,
Aussie version.
yeah, that's not really
think-
here.
I think
Yes.
more Canadians drink Molson Canadian than Aussies drink Foster's.
Actually, Kieran,
I don't think I've ever seen a can of
bring
Foster's.
you
Oh,
some- Kieran, I think
Yeah.
I think I brought some Fosters and then I had you over at my place and then you just said like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's like,
I would have the same reaction. It's water.
yeah, this is Australian, right? Get the fuck out of here. It's like offering this one Marmite.
Yeah, no.
Only the Vegemite sandwich, hey?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
None of this Marmite crap.
Yeah, how delicious this like yeast paste.
What the hell is Vegemite sandwich? What is Vegemite? Explain what
It's a
Vegemite
salty
is.
yeast paste.
Yeah,
It's exactly right. It's salty
It's like a
yeast
bad
paste,
porn movie.
So what is the difference between Vegemite and Marmite?
Yeah, Vegemite and Marmite. So,
well, I mean,
Sorry,
Vegemite starts with a
Miles.
V.
It starts with the V.
As
Actually, you'd be the expert on
Yeah.
the Vegemite Marmite thing.
Marmite is just not nice. Vegemite is. It's saltier. It's very salty.
it's not nice, you know, this really bad tasting paste or this really bad tasting paste. If I had to choose which
I'll take-
really bad
Yeah,
taste.
I'll take the saltier one. Thank you.
Yeah, salty yeast paste,
Yeah.
and the other one's crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We live in a dry country and we eat salt.
It's good.
It's electrolytes. It's important.
Exactly.
so
We're
you
basically
actually
ocean
eat
water.
stuff regularly. Like that's your peanut butter.
Oh no, I still eat peanut
He
butter.
eats peanut butter.
I used to be my peanut butter, but now peanut butter is my peanut butter over Vegemite.
You've grown.
I've grown.
The taste buds have finally kicked in. They've been able to grow through that plantation of yeast.
I still have Vegemite. I remember getting a tube of Vegemite as a tip when I worked in Canada, and it was like the best day of
Oh my
my
God.
life.
When she came home, she's like, oh my God, I have Vegemite. All right.
Yeah.
Good job. Bring home actual money, please. It's like when you send them out to go sell the cow and they come back with the magic beans. You're like, great, thanks.
Wasn't quite the tip you were sort of hoping for.
No.
There was a joke there.
That's like liquid gold to her, and it's black.
No, I'm not going there.
Yeah, you leave that one alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's salty yeast paste.
Yep.
And it's one of those things that you eat.
Is it like a can of mashed up
If you know,
sardines?
you know when you've had too much, and you know when you haven't got enough. You know what I mean? There's like
Yeah.
a perfect amount
Yeah.
that you can have.
Yeah, so too much is what you give to tourists.
Yeah.
Which is why everybody hates it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, try this. Give them a spoon.
Oh,
So
it's
Kirk,
like
we all-
eating a bouillon cube.
because like we all know each other relatively from Jasper, Alberta, Canada, where how do we put this delicately? If you were a Chinese or American tourist, sorry, you weren't exactly our favorite people. Because you weren't.
No.
There were so many of them.
It was mostly
So-
like,
Oh,
they're not tame animals. Don't touch the man.
yeah, exactly.
Stay in your car when you are beside a bear.
Oh.
Yes, put your kid on that elk. That's fine.
And we'd say like, hey, no, don't do that. Can't you hear the thunder? Run, you better take cover. Yeah.
They never took cover. They didn't understand us.
God, no.
So let's reel it back to the song and back to the thunder.
That's why she's like,
So this song is listening to them talk about it. They basically say it's like about it's anti-Americanization of Australia is kind of what they're trying to enforce, and like the better run, better take cover. I don't know. I'm just going by what I read, but they're saying like, it's about the globalization and Americanization of Australia and how that shit sucks. Except the entire song made them internationally famous and is beloved by the Americans. So it seems like it's a bit of an oxymoron to me that you write an anti-American song, have a funny video to it, and then it becomes a #1 hit in the States.
We can do no wrong by Americans.
They don't get it.
And the more simple.
oh, wrong.
and,
Have you heard Kylie Minogue?
what was that?
No, wrong. Have you heard Kylie Minogue?
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
What? She wasn't a big hit.
She
No,
was a
it was
huge
a big
hit,
hit. I'm
though.
just saying no wrong.
I'm kind of glad it cut out there.
The mic knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Andrea and I don't have a #1 podcast and whatever the hell we do for nothing. So
Well, if you piggyback on the back of all the #1 songs.
or something, yeah. No,
When he says #1, he means we have one regular listener.
we have
Yes,
more than
I'm recognized.
one that we know, but one that we know of, it's only because he stalks her.
He doesn't stalk me. He's just a friend of mine. We know each other. We've known each other for a very long time.
Hi, stalker.
Back to the
Hi,
subject
friend.
at hand. So Kirk, what are some of what's some of the slang in this song you would like these lovely Australians to explain for us?
Well, it's not so much the slang at this point. I mean, like what I'm curious about is like when I read of the success of Men at Work in the United States and Canada? Is that transferable to Australia?
No.
Oh, I mean, the song is very
The
widely
song
known.
is widely known by all of us because we grew up with it and it's been
Yeah.
around forever. And it's all about the Vegemite sandwich, really. He was in Brussels with a dude who gave him a Vegemite sandwich.
Yeah.
But
6'4", not actually full of muscles if you look at the video.
No, yeah, watch the video like, oh, that's a good showing of full of muscles.
Apparently, it's their drummer standing on a 1.5-foot box
Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising.
with the wig. Yeah.
I could have done it.
Yeah,
I'm 6'4".
he's the one that's 6'4". Yeah.
yeah,
You really are.
yeah.
I know he's a giant.
Yeah, so I guess when we look at that, it's like the way we interpret that in Canada and the US is that this is like your national anthem. And we don't know. Oh, Tegan, you're really saying no.
Oh, everyone knows it. That's
It's
the
iconic.
thing. Yeah.
Everyone knows it because it's iconic, but I don't know what our anthem would be.
Waltzing Matilda.
Well, there's Waltzing Matilda,
AC/DC.
True Blue. That was played at Steve Irwin's funeral.
Was
AC/DC,
Um,
Talking of Thunder. That's probably
Yeah, but well, okay.
Thunderstruck,
How'd you
yeah.
mention AC/DC? Because like when you talk about AC/DC, there's piles of people in Canada, US who went to like AC/DC concerts who probably had no idea that they're from Australia.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Olivia Newton-John, another one who was nothing like AC/DC, but like you don't think of her as an Aussie. But when you think of Men at Work,
You think Aussie?
Yeah,
so it's like internationally.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, as you said, you know, that's the outsider's perspective on. You can be culturally seen towards something that's more played out. I'm just trying to think of an example.
I think of AC/DC and Kylie Minogue more Australian than I think of Men at Work as
Yeah.
Australian.
Why is that?
Whereas the guys would be the other way around.
Yeah, you guys would be the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just perception.
Yeah.
It's perception.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe Men at Work, it's a one-hit wonder, whereas like AC/DC and Kylie Minogue and they've all been around forever and they've had hit after hit after hit. So they've probably become more
Okay. All right.
commercialized and we own them more, maybe.
So to that thing then, Men at Work went #1 twice in the United States. They did not, you don't think of them as, you just think of them in Australia as just like that one song and that's it?
Well,
Literally,
honestly, it's like that. What is it? Bed? Is it
Midnight
Bed-
Oil.
No, I was going to say Bare Naked Ladies. Like, not Bare Naked.
Hey,
Three Non-Blondes. How, you know, they're a one-hit wonder. Like they have other songs.
Yeah.
God knows what they are.
Yeah.
Um,
That's Men at Work to us, yeah.
yeah, that's Men at Work to us. Is they have that one. What's the other song that made
Yeah, I
#1?
don't know what the other song is.
So all I know is that the Men at Work guy was that they made that song Down Under, and then he appeared in Scrubs. And that's all I know.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean,
One
it's,
episode of Scrubs, and that was it.
he was on 2 episodes of Scrubs because Zach Braff is a big fan apparently. But
Oh, it was 2
um,
episodes.
isn't it Who Can It Be Now? Was the other Men at Work song?
yeah, but no, the one before though was, crap. I don't know. Can it
Now I
be?
gotta look it up.
Yeah, no, I'm not going.
Who can it be now?
Oh,
Is that Men at Work?
Yeah, Who Can It Be
We're
Now?
gonna learn
Was the
something about
first
our own
one that
country.
Yeah. Turns out Aussies know fuck all about Australia.
Who can it be knocking at my door? Do it.
Oh, wait. Don't come back no more.
Yeah.
That's Rose.
Oh,
Mind blown.
you're right.
Okay, so which one of you mentioned Midnight Oil? All right, awesome. All right, so like when
That was
By pure accident.
That was like, it was just funny how everyone's just like, what?
No, it's not a bad thing. It's like, no, I love the fact that that I can look at Midnight Oil and the lead singer there. It's like, holy shit, here's a lead singer of a band that I'm way better looking than.
Yeah, and probably a better dancer then.
Yeah.
But we're just,
No.
Don't. You're not doing
I'll-
yourself any
I'll take
favors.
that.
Rescind your comment. I've seen him. I've seen him at work with the.
well, I tried. God damn it.
But if we go back to the AC/DC thing, I think that AC/DC didn't get airplay in the States because radios weren't playing rock and metal. Like it was not, they would have never broken, I don't think they got anything even in the top 20 in the States, because you got some Detroit and a few places that did have some rock stations, but for the most part, there was just no airplay for that type of music. And it really wasn't until later, like the early 90s, that they really started to actually have more diversity with what was being played on the radio. So I think AC/DC kind of got a bum deal in that.
It's crazy to think with how big they are now.
Yeah.
It's,
Like if you think about AC/DC, we all know who they are, except for the one in AC/DC who's got Alzheimer's, who doesn't know who he is.
There's also a great
I'm
AC/DC
not
cover
wrong.
band around here
Who am
called
I?
AC/DC.
Which one has Alzheimer's?
Remember, there's like one of them I know he doesn't. Probably not the one who's sort of like wearing those shorts. Not him.
Oh.
Yeah, not Angus. Not Angus.
He went there like back in black. It's like no. You're at the wrong place. Sorry.
That's his uniform now. No pun intended, because it's uniform. But
his uniform is his uniform.
yeah.
Back in black. I'm in the wrong place. What the fuck am I doing?
Maybe that's why it didn't do so well. Everyone's rendition of it.
Andrea, you're here to stop me from doing this shit.
But it's funny.
God damn it.
Just release that lead a little bit longer. Let him go. Let him go.
And then reel him back in. All right, so come on. Let's get back to this. What else do we? So we have a song that basically talks about a guy traveling around the world, and just everywhere he goes, people are like, "Oh man, you're Australian," which you guys have traveled. I'm sure you got that a lot. Maybe not so
Yes.
much in the ski resort towns because half of them are Australian, but like, do you get that a lot? Like, you get the stupid references and like the throw a shit rimp on the Barbie bullshit.
That's the one I got
Yeah,
first when I was in America.
Well, that's Americans. What was it? I went through American customs, and the guy there, he's like, looked at my passport. He's looked up at me, big smile. He's gone, "G'day." I'm like,
Yeah.
Or the other
That's
one.
today, like, hi.
"Oh,
The other
hello."
one is like they look at your passport and they go, "Crikey."
Oh yeah, crikey was the other one.
I'm
Like,
Australian.
crikey, mate. You're like, it's American customs. I got to play along to get through easier.
Quite often,
As long as they don't start like asking if you're importing some like crocodiles or something.
Yeah.
We've just got a couple of kangaroo foot in the back, mate.
They always just say something.
Yeah. Hi.
Say something.
Just
Something.
Say something. Yeah.
Something.
But you know, like to Andrew's point though, like in the 80s, it was this weird thing where the US and Canada for that matter, where we were obsessed with Australian shit. So you have Men at Work, and then like a couple years later, Crocodile Dundee,
Yeah.
which like
Call that a knife.
did you know Megan Hogan? Okay, so someone who worked at the hotel with Andrea was a relative of Paul Hogan.
All right.
Yeah, so she would say like, "Oh yeah, I'm related to him." Like,
Oh.
Yeah. I was gonna say I actually had when I worked as a houseman for for Marmot,
Mhm.
I had a guy stop me and he was talking to me. He goes, "Oh, you're from that place." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." He goes, "Oh no, it's from." I'm like, "You're doing well." he goes, "Oh, it's with the kangaroos." I'm like, "Oh, you've got it." And he eventually got there, and he goes, "Oh, Paul Hogan." I go, "Yeah, I meet him down the pub every other weekend." Like, apparently, because we both come from Australia, we actually know each other.
It's crazy how people don't think how big
What-
the place is.
We get that as Canadians a lot when we're in the States. Oh, my cousin knows a guy like Jeff. Do you know Jeff?
Oh, my name's
I know
Jeff.
Jeff. Yeah, my name's Jeff.
Is that
Everyone knows.
Andrea? Is that the one who keeps like commenting on our show? Jeff?
No, that's Brad.
Okay, Brad.
Oh, Brad's the stalker.
All right.
I'm gonna get
Hey,
hell
Brad.
now for that.
Hi, stalker Brad.
Sorry. G'day, Brad.
Yeah.
mate.
When we look at sort of like that band, one band sort of like, to me, and this is just for me, and like by all means, please tell me here. Midnight Oil for me was like a bigger band culturally from what I learned in the late 80s from Australia. Am I wrong in that?
No,
No.
No, you're not wrong in that.
they're a political band.
I was going to say
Yeah.
they actually are a political band. And so yeah, they hit on topics of that.
It's environment.
Yeah.
Politics,
Yeah.
environment, like they greenies, they ruffled feathers. One of them went into politics and ended up being a
Oh, yeah,
minister.
Peter Garrett.
Yeah.
Slightly
For environment.
backing that.
But yeah, they just made they weren't afraid of making a statement. So I guess that's
They definitely
a
did.
cultural movement. Yeah.
Mhm.
So like when you sort of like go across, because like Tegan and Kieran, like you, after you left Canada, like you went everywhere.
Unfortunately, we didn't have a combi to do it.
Yeah.
See, that was a term I learned this
Trailers
week
full of
from listening
zombies.
to the song. I didn't know what a combi was, so
Yeah.
I've learned something.
I was going to say, combi is so iconic over
Yeah.
We
For
just
a
call it a
German car.
VW bus.
here.
Yeah.
It's just a bus.
Yeah.
But you know,
But
like
it's not a bus.
to that point
Yeah.
though,
Hippie
but like
band.
after you left
Whatever
Canada,
you want.
like I watched where you went. Did this song come up as you were traveling across Europe? Because you met piles upon piles of people, I would assume.
We did. We met a lot of people. We also caught up with a lot of people that we already knew. Like a lot of the places that we went to catch up with friends. Geez, I don't. Actually, the music side of things. It's like
I wonder if it did.
it might have, but I mean, because we were traveling and you're trying to learn bits and pieces of every language so that you can at least read and somewhat talk, and you're taking it all in. I guess the noise is not something that I really focused on. Like by the time we got back, we were basically brain dead. I had these black circles under the eyes, like just never rested, and you're just like,
No, when I first saw him after 3 years, I was like, my God, you've aged.
and it wasn't because I was living with his sister.
Not like fine wine, like bad cheese.
You're saying I got a couple of blue veins?
Damn.
It surprised me if it played when you're over there, though.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of traveling around and musically wise is, funnily enough, the Qantas ad that I still call Australia home, the song that they played for Qantas. I remember hearing that and going, oh my God.
Yeah, you're like,
Oh,
Actually,
sorry.
yeah, there's another one that's sort of quite iconic to us is the Qantas ad.
the Qantas ads.
Sorry,
They
what's-
did like a trial. They did like a child orchestra.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was like a choir, like kids choir. So like
Yeah,
and
choir,
they
sorry.
were, yeah, and they were
Bad
all
words.
over landmarks of Australia. So it would be all like all over Uluru and the Harbour and Sydney and all these places, and they would be singing this song, "I Still Call Australia Home," and it would talk to what Australia's like. And then when you've not been here for so long and you hear it, you're like, oh, it feels like that's in the feels.
Heartstrings. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so like for a threesome of 30 somethings, does Men at Work mean anything to you? That's awesome.
Song.
I think the
Yeah.
song.
Only
Yeah,
the
I was
song.
gonna say only that once. Actually, well, now 2 songs, but
Yeah.
I classify it as a gimmick song. It's a bit of a gimmick.
yeah,
You can't be unhappy listening to
No,
it.
no,
Yeah.
it's
It's a-
lighthearted and it's in
It's a
jest.
banger, and
Yeah.
you bang it out every time it's on.
I think that is why it was popular in the States. It's catchy. It's lighthearted, and it's a gag in a lot of like
Yeah.
it's not, you don't really take it, you can't take a song that has that much slang. And I'm sorry, from a Canadian perspective, a lot of Aussie slang just sounds ridiculous. Like it sounds funny. So when you're using that in a song, it's going to come across as humorous.
Yeah.
We can see it.
I will admit to having a really hard time at first in Canada. I had to work on not using slang, and that was really like it was like learning another language.
Well, as Andrea's neighbor, who likes Aussie men.
Hey, I only dated one Aussie in Jasper.
Well, okay,
Dated
yeah.
others in Vancouver, but that's a
But
different
like,
time.
you get her drinking, and then she says, like, I had a Vegemite sandwich.
I don't blame her. Look at these. Yeah, look at these handsome devils. Studleys.
I said, like, man, you tried to jump me.
Vegemite sandwich.
Pretty sure that's the only words you know. Yeah.
I was gonna say it all sounds like, yeah, when you don't know the words, you just jumble it together, and at the end it's like da 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 Vegemite sandwich. You could be the Swedish chef. Gurdy sandwich.
I can do that really good. Boom, ba-doom, ba-diska-boom. Thank you. Oh God, people are gonna listen to this.
They can tune out whenever they want. That's their decision.
They could. They could,
That's
yes.
the thing about podcasts is people have choices. We're not involved. They make poor decisions to listen to.
God damn it, I have 4 of these. Fuck.
It's like roulette. You have 4 chances.
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
So no, like seriously though. But seriously.
There's more.
Again, though, like when we think of Australia, we think of this song, we think of so many different things that
And definitely not Lara Bingle.
no, but it does from a Canadian and American point of view. This song seems that way. What is the song that you think should be reflective outside of your country?
Like what song should be for us, like that iconic song for Australia. Ooh.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because like,
Oh my goodness.
Well,
curation,
my
Yeah.
train of thought is like, they've already sort of picked a song that's kind of like that for us. Because as Steve Irwin, very iconic Australian, if not the most, and at his funeral, they did play True Blue.
Mm.
okay, I'm
True
sorry.
Blue by John Williamson.
Yeah, by John Williamson, which is depiction, essentially.
Yeah. Of a real sort of rough around the edges Australian.
It's a good listen.
Yep. Home among the gum trees. Yeah, home among the gum
Oh, there's
trees.
Home Among the Gum Trees.
The Voice, John Farnham.
Did you read that on that top 5 list that I just had on my phone?
Cheating.
It was like a top 5 list of like what Australian national anthem should be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, he's already looking up answers for this. I'm just.
And I don't know why Outcast was on there. But
Straight out.
Hang on a sec. We'll give you our opinion once we cheat a little bit.
Ice House.
No, all good.
Great Southern Land.
Great Southern Land.
Hey, wasn't that played on Little
The
Einstein?
beds are burning, Midnight Oil.
Midnight Oil. Yeah. Men at Work Down Under. There you
Yeah.
go. You're right here.
There's
He's
some
not
great
6'4"
songs.
and he's not full of muscle.
He's got the worst toupee on.
Yeah.
And I guess my last question is, who the fuck is Yahoo Serious?
Yahoo Serious. I only know the name. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, no, you got me.
Not me.
All right, well,
I'm
oh,
not
never
sure if
mind.
he's a comedian or a musician. That's all I know.
Are you serious?
It's not serious.
I am serious.
Well, maybe a Canadian can answer this for me. But why is it that when I came over to Canada and they're getting my uniform ready for work and they go, "Do you have your toque?"
Yes.
What kind of? I'm sitting there going, "That."
Do you
Well,
call
in
it a
my head
beanie?
going,
Because
of-
that sounds
yeah, it's-
stupider than toque.
It's really not.
A
Have
beanie
you
is
ever
like
been beamed? It's across the face. Beanie goes on top. You don't get tooked across the face.
Oh my god.
I mean you could.
I've never even heard that before.
You don't know what toque? Yeah.
No.
Toque?
I thought it might have been like a cummerbund or something
See?
like that, you know?
See what-
It's
they're
it's
going,
generally
"Oh, we'll get you
knit
toque." You're like,
hat
I've
over
got my
your
shirt,
head.
I've got my pants. What the fuck is a
What
toque?
the fuck is a toque? Oh, a beanie. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a beanie, and they look at you going, beanie.
A beanie hat.
I know where you used to work. Where the hell were you wearing a beanie?
Marmot.
I started as a housekeeper for 10 months at Marmot.
Okay.
It's
So,
Yeah.
you know, because it's external access, wearing a toque, let's call it what it was, a beanie. You know, it was kind of necessary because like you'd be sitting there and it's the only time working as a housekeeper that you want people to let you come in to clean their room because you're outside freezing your ass off in the -30 going, "Let me in."
So you should have told them to go toque themselves.
Yeah.
But I'm bummed.
They would have understood it as, "Go put a beanie on my head," like, weirdo.
All right. So in Australia right now, like, what's the biggest band that we're not aware of?
Oh,
Well, I like Living End.
That's a good
yeah,
question.
Living End's pretty good.
Living End.
Yeah.
That's not right now though.
No, that's not right now. That's just a personal favorite of
Me
mine.
and Kieran like Living End
Yeah.
growing up.
Kind of music.
And I don't think that one's really widely known outside of Australia.
Empire of the Sun was big for a while.
Empire of the Sun was quite big.
Peking duck.
Who?
Peking duck.
Are they Australian?
Yeah, they're Australian.
Listen, Esso.
Peking duck, Bliss and
Oh.
Esso.
Hilltop Hoods.
Oh, but they're a bit better known.
Oh, I was
That's
listening to
something.
Hilltop Hoods last week. They're
Yeah,
fun.
see?
Yeah.
They're great.
They're
I only
good.
know them because of an Aussie friend though, so that doesn't really count.
Do you like it? Did you like it though?
Oh no, I do like them. Like I periodically they pop up on my random playlists because I actually
Yeah.
have
It
it.
would probably- it would probably be the-
Andrea knows who they are.
Yeah. That's actually impressive to know someone outside of Australia to know Hilltop Hoods.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else.
Well, they're known, but with AC/DC's latest album, they hit #1 for like
Well,
6 or 7
that's what I
weeks
mean,
or
like-
something, so.
All those bands sort of know. That's why I brought up Living Ends, because like I haven't really talked to many people that you go Living End and they look at you and they go, "Who?"
And they're rock. It's the same sort of thing.
It's like punkish rock, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's old mate?
more of a-
What's Bernard Fanning out of? Powderfinger.
Powder Finger.
Powderfinger was big too.
We
Mm.
know how much
Good
Kirk likes Iggy Azalea.
No, I don't.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Stop it! He doesn't.
Yeah, she's a gimmick.
By the way, Rihanna's on the island apparently, so I'm told.
I'd be fangirling pretty hard.
Any reason why?
Well, I live in Barbados, so it's her island. So, by the way, so like, here's my impression of Canada. Andrew, this is where you're supposed to like stop me, but apparently you're not.
No, don't stop him.
Oh,
Let this
No,
one
go,
Keep
go.
going, pal.
Just enough rope to hang yourself, Kirk.
Yeah, there. So like with Gordon Lightfoot, a great Canadian legend, sort of like joining everything with Rihanna. Canada joining Barbados. I may be glad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Spell in the air lesson. I like the smell of it.
All
That's
right,
like
that's
really bad Irish.
The Irish, yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, well,
the leprechaun.
Joe.
Potatoes and leprechauns.
Maple syrup.
Andrea, you were supposed to stop me.
eventually.
And that's it. Do we have anything more to say about Men at Work? Like, where are they now in terms of Australian music?
A couple of them
Last
are
I heard,
dead.
there was someone
They
for
were suing
royalties.
something, yeah.
Oh, so they were sued because of the
Oh,
flute
yeah, please.
riff for Kookaburra. So
Something
it's
like that,
got
yeah.
For what, sorry?
So the flute riff in
Yeah.
Down Under is directly that Kookaburra sits in an old.
What? Say that animal's name one more time, please.
Kookaburra, isn't it Kookaburra? Okay, come on. How do you say it?
Yes, Kookaburra.
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 Kookaburra. I can't even say that. My mouth doesn't those vowels.
Actually, that,
Yeah, you're right.
on the animals, the ones that's always funny to listen to Americans say. Kirk, can you pronounce the big bird spelled E-M-U?
Oh,
Hey, what am I? You're like trained monkey here, but all right.
Yes.
Fun.
In
Emu,
this case, yes.
emu.
What? Oh, he got it.
oh.
Was he saying emu?
Yeah.
Emu.
Emu. There's an emu running down.
There's an emu.
Emu is correct. You're.
Oh, thank you.
So, just fun fact: an emu escaped a farm in Prince George, which is a small town in northern BC, and like was captured at the airport.
That would be a hell of a
I was going to
bird
say,
song.
I was wondering because I do remember listening to a thing, and it was the police radio, and they were all saying, "There's an emu running down the street." Oh, to me, it was comedy gold. They're like, "This is a serious thing. There's an emu running down the street." Like, just imagine these people, like, because it's yeah, we know the bird quite well, but like everyone out there, like, the fuck is that thing? You know, what the hell? It had legs up to here.
Look at its neck.
And it's carrying a bush on its back.
Oh, that's funny.
Andrea, that's your part there. You're in the West.
So anyways, back to the lawsuit. So
Yeah.
the bird that I
Kookaburra.
cannot say. So they were sued 30 years after this song came out, 28 years later. Not even by the woman who wrote the song, because everybody, I mean, I was taught that song as a kid in grade school, like it was like a nursery rhyme. And so apparently everybody just thought this was public domain. They used it, cute little silly riff. They got sued, yeah, like 28 years later. Not by the woman, because she was dead. A recording company had bought the rights to the song from her. They sued them and actually won 5% of the
Of the song.
proceeds
Yeah.
from 2002 on. So not like all of it, but yeah, they actually got us like millions
still a
of
lot.
dollars out of them. It's
Yeah.
a lot of money.
That's for 60%.
Yeah, and then the guy, the flautist, saxophone player, whatever, I'm blanking on his name. He died of a heart attack like a year later, and they figured the stress
Well,
of
that'd
loss.
probably be why.
Yeah, the shock. I have to pay that
Yeah.
back.
So yeah, so that's kind of sad. Also, going back to our general theme of greedy asshole record companies.
Yeah, we talk about the lot, which is like, you better come, you better make cover. Fuck.
Yeah, it's called tax evasion.
Sandwich.
Take cover. Just like a couple of things.
So when we look at Australia, like, what's the band to you that signifies the 80s?
The 80s.
Yeah.
Australian bands. Oof.
I was born in '89, man. The era was
That's
over.
fucking you. Fucking young fuck. Yeah, I know you're younger than me, you dipshit. I'm aware of that.
Okay, what about In Excess?
Bloke.
Going by that, I'm also younger than you.
Yeah, you're all younger than me. Blah, 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 blah. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. Like, Kieran worked for me. It's like, hey, I can carry like five luggage. You can't carry shit. Like,
He really couldn't. You watch him. He'd trip over with 2 wheels.
he's right. I couldn't.
It's like watching a toddler learn.
I hate you.
I'm kidding.
There's heaps of bands in the 80s though.
Oh,
Australian Crawl, Choir Boys, Ice House,
listen, listen to
AC/DC,
learn.
Okay, yeah.
In Excess,
Jimmy Barnes.
Johnny Farnham,
Kylie.
John Williamson, Slim Dusty.
Well, they cheated earlier. I'm just gonna get
Slim
my
Dusty
phone out.
doesn't really.
I mean, I'm not cheating.
The 80s, though.
Okay, so to that, like in the 80s, like if a Canadian band made it to the US, that was a big deal. Did you think that way for an
I mean, to cross that amount of water, that's
If we can
huge.
crack the US, that's massive.
It's huge.
Because we usually crack Europe first, and then
Yeah.
US is like the hardest market for any Australian artist.
But that's right down to comedians.
Yeah, anything.
Okay, so when I say comedians, like which ones are you referring to?
Oh, Carl Barron can't make it in America.
No.
I'm sorry, whom?
See,
Exactly.
I don't even know.
No, American, so it's like it's Carol,
do yourself a favor and look up Carl Barron when you're finished with this.
and you'll understand why he won't make it there, because everything is so, every single sentence has slang.
He's full Australian, he's observational humor, and he's a stand-up comedian, and he's just not, they just don't get him.
Yeah, it's too full Australian for him.
So I think Aussie humor translates much better to Brits and Canadians than it does to
Yes.
Americans.
Definitely.
Yes.
Because the Americans
Because
aren't very
sarcasm
funny.
is
Yeah, so it's sarcastic humor.
yeah.
A lot of it.
Well, I mean,
black and
even you
sarcastic.
working, I was gonna say, even you working as a waiter, you realized, like, yeah, you throw a sarcastic comment, because if you weren't sure if they were Canadian or American, you throw a sarcastic comment. If you got laughs, Canadian. If you didn't, American.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Just don't
It's like, you know, you go, yeah, they were over at the cloud factory producing clouds, and the Americans like, they produce clouds?
Yeah, really.
That's how they
Yes.
Well, you all know my dog.
Yes.
Well, the
Jasper.
corgi, yeah. So I've got a corgi. So like I've had Americans sort of like say to me, it's like, oh my God, looks like a fox. As a matter of fact.
Funny you say that.
Yeah, exactly. I did that exactly thing. It's like, well, you know what, like he's actually part fox. And
That's so
And
Doesn't have a tail.
other part, bingo.
and you know, like if you want to sort of like say hi to him, you can, but you have to sign this form that I've got here in my jacket.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's okay,
Fine, it's fine.
I have a corgi for those watching this. He is harmless, but yeah.
Stole them off the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
That's the only way to get corgis.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. That old bitty
Overt
can't run too
operations
fast, so they're quite easy to steal.
so when we looked at Men at Work, they were a band that is, from what we have read anyway, considered iconic in Australia. Is that the three of you? Do you consider that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But just the one song.
But
Just
just the one song, yeah.
Just the one song until you remind us about the second one later.
Yeah.
And then we're like,
Then
oh
all of a
yeah,
sudden
there
they had
is
a second song.
Yeah.
Pluck that one out of
Out
thin
of
air.
nowhere.
Yeah. Oh look.
We know who they are.
No, interesting. Yeah, because because in the U.S. and Canada, like they've been super successful in terms of chart wise, but this is the only one that seems iconic.
Yeah, right. That's so bizarre. And I guess the
How
same,
bizarre.
the thing is, like, for us, the most iconic Canadians are Justin Bieber and Buble.
Oh God,
Why'd you have to
What
say?
about Celine's?
Why'd you have to say?
fucking Christ?
Yeah. It's the same thing, right?
Hey,
I would have
you know
said
what?
Buble first.
Yeah.
Christmas is a
We're
special
waiting
season
for him to
because
come
it's
out of his Christmas rock.
Yeah.
exactly. He comes out of his cave once a year in October.
Yep.
He's like the
Just-
anti-Grinch.
Imagine a Christmas without Buble.
So sad.
Well, did I ever? I might have said this to Andrea. I might have said this to everyone else here. So my wife, who works at or used to work in Toronto, at the what the goddamn hotel is that?
The Royal York.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Wait, you don't remember that? But you.
I didn't work there. Anyway, so my wife always said to me, like, there was like, because there were so many people, celebrities that you would meet. Some were great, some were not. The ones who were not were Bieber's dad and Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
It's random.
Yeah.
That is random.
Put
Yeah.
Gene Simmons and Bieber's dad in the same category. It's
It's like, yeah.
No, but I mean, like Bieber's dad's like, do you know who I am? Do you know who my son is?
No.
Why would I know who your fucking son is?
Yeah, sorry, I took one look at you and went, I know who your son is.
It's Justin Bieber. Yeah, but you're not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You don't have
what's your point?
Yeah, piggybacking.
Or
So, do we have any more actual comments on Down Under, or have we flogged this dead kangaroo enough?
That poor kangaroo.
Poor kangaroo.
Oh my god.
At least it wasn't a kookaburra.
Andrea, what the fuck?
They did worse, but then I was like, we're talking about Australia.
Wait, so she's meant to keep you in line. Who keeps her in line? Jesus Christ.
Hey, fuck, can you hear?
Hasn't the kangaroo suffered enough?
Better take cover.
Oh, yeah. Crikey!
Take cover.
Oh, yeah.
Emus should take cover.
Here, feel better. Have a Vegemite sandwich.
Well, nobody answered Andrea.
Later.
Please.
No, I just shocked everyone. I'm sorry.
It's like a shag pole rug, except for a kangaroo.
Poor kangaroo.
Come on, Kieran. I know that you're 6'4" and full of muscles.
I said, do you speak in my language? Yeah, have a Vegemite sandwich.
And with that, apparently, I think we're done.
Yes, as the analogy went, we've flogged this kangaroo enough.
Well, tie me
Yes,
kangaroo
kangaroo.
down.
Sorry.
Tie me kangaroo down.
What about any
Whoa.
questions about Australia that people would like to know?
Andrea?
I don't
But,
really have any Australian questions at the moment. We could, put it out to our 6 listeners and then get answers. from
Yeah,
you guys
Brad.
later.
Hey, Brad. We expect questions from Brad.
Go on, Brad.
The questions that I get are like, it's generally to do with dangerous creatures. They're the ones that always pop
Oh,
up.
yeah, they're always like, you know, because you have spiders everywhere.
Yeah, snakes are fine. Spiders will eat me.
Oh, yeah, you get arachnophobic.
That's generally where they come from. It's all about wildlife.
Yeah, generally it's all about wildlife. We do have a lot of poisonous animals, and they're like, how do you stand living? Because you can't swim because there's jellyfish and sharks and stonefish and octopus. Crocodiles. You can't go on land because you got funnel webs and redbacks and snakes, like all sorts of different snakes. If you want to get into it, red
Can't
bears,
climb trees because of drop bears.
Yeah, drop bears. You can't go camping.
Drop bears.
No.
Drop bears are a thing. This is
Yeah,
so.
they've got a whole Wikipedia page.
All right,
So I was
They are
reading
scary,
Terry
man.
Pratchett's when Terry Pratchett was getting into the Australia books. And if you don't know who Terry Pratchett is, he's British. He passed away. He's a writer, and he writes like these satirical fantasy books, and he makes fun of everybody in the world. And he was talking about drop bears, and I was like, he has to have made this up. So that was one thing I didn't know was actually a thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's
You go camping, you got to put drop bear bait out so it doesn't go in your tent.
well, you don't put your tent under trees for drop bears and what they call widow makers, which is the gum trees. You put your tent out in the open.
So
Yeah, you don't put your tent under trees.
Spiders.
That's the one thing. You go camping here, don't put your tent under trees because of drop bears.
So people ask how we could live in Jasper with bears and cougars and
Our bears
elk.
fall out of trees.
And, and I'm like, I can see all of these things coming. I cannot see a funnel web spider in my shoe or a scorpion or the snake that's coiled up under my backpack. Like, I'll take the big ass deadly animals over the itty bitty.
that was the one thing, like coming over, everyone's like, oh my god, you have such crazy animals. You're like, you got a fucking bear.
That's our deadliest spider is like that big.
Yeah.
Redback.
Oh no, technically our deadliest spider can't bite you.
But one of our deadliest spiders
Yeah.
is like that big. But
all
the
right.
deadliest can't.
Oh, no,
daddy long legs.
Redbacks have also been declassified from the dangerous list.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they're in your first aid treatment. They no longer need hospital treatment.
Oh, good. There you go. I've learned something today.
Well, there we go. As long as everyone's learned something, let's tie me kangaroo
Funnel
down
web.
for it, and we're gonna call this a show.
So do you want to know what we're talking about next week?
Yeah, what we're doing next week, Andrea.
Well, I thought we would take a fun dive into one of the most popular and catchy songs about statutory rape ever.
Okay.
My Sharona.
Oh. Okay.
The knack.
Wow.
Little one. Oh, but my Sharona.
My sandwich.
My
I'm gonna have a
my sandwich.
who are gonna like bogart this stuff. Okay. Awesome. All right.
Get your sandwich out of my face.
Well, thank you everyone who watched this. Thank you all the people from all around the world, apparently. So
And Brad.
Brad.
And Brad.
yeah, I'm
Brad.
Like, fuck Brad. But anyway. Yeah, Brad, I'm looking at you. That's all right. Bye, Brad.
And it just got creepy.
All right. Stay safe, everyone.